Have you ever wondered what it really means to keep something safe? Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to unpack a brilliant masterclass in resource management disguised as a classic, centuries-old tale. We'll be looking at the legendary story of Tenali Rama and King Krishna. Now, on the surface, it's a remarkably simple story, but I promise you it holds a profound secret about how we handle literally everything valuable in our lives. So let's jump right in and unravel this together.
First up, Section 1, the King's Unique Test. 2 handfuls of wheat.
So King Krishna wasn't just your average ruler, right? He was this brilliant leader who was constantly trying to gauge the true intelligence of the people around him. One day, he gathers his courtiers, hands them some wheat, and gives them a very specific, almost deceptively simple command. Keep this safe. When I ask for it, give it back to me. Now, you hear that and think, okay, easy administrative task. But actually, it's a massive strategic trap. It completely forces you to figure out what keep this safe truly means. Does it mean locking it away exactly as it is? Or does it mean securing its future potential? That little bit of ambiguity is the entire crux of the test. And here is the real kicker. He only gave them 2 handfuls. 2! He didn't hand over a giant, heavy sack of grain or toss them the keys to a royal granary. No way. He gave them a tiny, seemingly insignificant, honestly almost insultingly small amount of resources to start this challenge. Why? Well, think about it. When you have massive abundance, your mistakes are pretty easily hidden, right? But when you're given the absolute bare minimum, your true resourcefulness, or, lack thereof, is entirely exposed for everyone to see. Fast forward a few months, and we arrive at Section 2. What happened to the wheat? The trap of hoarding. Okay, so the seasons have turned, and the king finally demands his wheat back. Imagine the tension in that room. You can almost hear the hushed whispers as these courtiers step up one by one to show exactly how they protected the king's property. The first courtier, he locked his wheat in a heavy iron safe. Maximum security, right? Well, the result was that it rotted entirely. The second courtier thought he was being smart and kept it tightly sealed away in a box. The result there? Completely ruined. See, both of these guys achieved the exact same failed result. They equated safety with isolation. They really thought protecting a living resource meant just freezing it in time, and that led to absolutely nothing but stagnation and decay. Which brings us to the ultimate question of this whole explainer. What did Tenali Rama do? Now, Tenali was notoriously famous for his unconventional thinking. He knew the king wasn't looking for a long-term storage facility. So, I want you to just pause and think for a second. If locking a resource in a safe fails and sealing it in a box fails, what's the alternative? How do you actually keep a seed safe? Let's find out in Section 3, Tenali Rama's Wisdom, the Golden Harvest. When it was finally Tenali's turn, he didn't bring up some dusty box. He didn't bring a lockbox or a velvet pouch or anything like that. Instead, he just asked the king to step outside the palace walls and take a walk with him out to his personal fields. And wow, the breathtaking sight that met the king's eyes was a swaying golden crop of wheat. Imagine that contrast. The king is totally expecting to see 2 dry handfuls of grain nervously handed back, and instead, he's staring at a living, breathing, multiplying field of gold. Tenali just completely destroyed the expectation of the task. He didn't just meet the literal requirement, he completely redefined it because he understood the true nature of what he was actually given. And here is exactly how Tenali pulled this off. Step 1. He sowed those original seeds in fertile soil. He literally let them go. Step 2. Those plants naturally sprouted and yielded more wheat. Step 3, and this is key, he didn't just harvest it all to eat right then. He deliberately replanted a portion of it each year. Which leads to Step 4. By the time the king actually asked for his initial investment back, Tenali had harvested a massive, multiplying crop. He utilized the resource's natural potential over time, rather than just hiding it away in the dark. The whole point is captured absolutely perfectly in the king's reaction. He looked right at Tenali and said, "You didn't just keep the wheat safe, you multiplied it. That is true wisdom." With that, the king officially validates Tenali's totally different paradigm. He hits the nail on the head regarding the core difference between merely saving a resource and actively growing it. True safety for a living resource just isn't found in a vault. It's found in its purposeful growth. Actively multiplying a resource is literally the highest and truest form of keeping it safe. And that brings us to the core takeaway for us today. Section 4, the true lesson of life, moving from hoarding to investing. Because look, this isn't just some quaint little historical fable. It's a hardcore, real-world framework for success. We are all courtiers in our own way, and we've all been handed our own 2 handfuls of wheat. The universal law here is that the absolutely best use of any resource is to multiply it, not just to hoard it. Hoarding usually comes from a place of deep scarcity and fear. You lock something away because you're terrified of losing it. But ironically, by locking it away, you basically ensure its ultimate destruction. Multiplying, on the other hand, comes from a real understanding of value and a brave willingness to actually put things to work. This applies directly to you right now. True value increases only when it's utilized and multiplied. This absolutely goes for your knowledge. If you read 100 books but never apply those lessons or share the insights, well, that knowledge just rots in your mental safe. It goes for your wealth, too. Money just sitting under a mattress loses its value to inflation, right? But money invested correctly actually grows. And crucially, it goes for opportunity. If you are handed a rare chance and you just sit on it out of fear of failure, that opportunity expires and ruins, exactly like the wheat trapped in that sealed box.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. Take a look at your own life and your daily choices. Are you keeping your share of wheat in a safe or in a field? Are you hoarding your unique talents, your money, and your knowledge out of fear? Or are you actively sowing them, investing them, and watching them multiply into your very own golden harvest? Take an honest look at your resources today and decide to be the wise courtier. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.